With all the questionable changes and updates to their streaming library, Netflix has really knocked the ball out of the park with this top 5 movies you need to avoid like the plague.
You gonna make sure my son doesn't get shot walking home from school?
If you're new to this channel, go ahead and smack the subscribe button and activate the bell icon so you do not miss any episodes from me.
Drop the weapons! Oh, there's something behind me, isn't there?
Starting on number 5, we have a 2005 action movie called Doom, where Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock, does what he does best, show off his strength and masculinity. However, not in the best of ways. See, this is a classic story of a video game turned into a movie, and according to the critics, this is, and I quote, just your basic alien ripoff with the name of a formerly popular video game franchise tacked on it. Or, there's no rule that video game movies have to be idiotic, and there's no rule that action horror flicks need to be done. This movie proves that the best place to enjoy a video game is in your living room with a cordless precision controller, iron gripped in your sweaty hands. As an overall rating, this movie received a terrible 19% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 5.2 on IMDb, and a 34% on Metacritic.
We will not be listening to no orcish music.
On number 4, we have a Netflix original production called Bright. Released on December 13, 2017, and I quote, Bright is a flat, generic action film lacking in suspense with a racial allegory that is as off the mark as one can get.
I got a dude in my car and the whole world is watching.
Our nation's first orcish police officer.
Directed by David Ayer and starring Will Smith, one might say, and I quote, I thought After Earth was bad, but no, this is worse. I was reminded of Alien Nation 1988, which is an excellent film. I suggest you go watch that instead. Similar concept, but actually better directed with a better script.
You cop first or an orc first?
If you haven't watched this movie, Bright is the story of 2 police officers, one a human, the other an orc, battling both their own personal differences as well as of their enemies. They must work together to protect a young female elf and a thought to be forgotten relic, which in the wrong hands could destroy everything. As an overall rating, this movie received a 26% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.4 on IMDb, and a 29% on Metacritic.
Apparently there's some new gang out there robbing everybody blind.
The next on our list is The Ridiculous Six, a Netflix comedy starring Adam Sandler, Terry Crews, and Jorge Garcia.
If Frank Stockburn is your father, raise your hand.
This is a story of a white man raised by Indians who is approached by his long-lost father who tells him he needs $50,000 or he'll die at the hands of his former gang.
Oh, I like that.
This 1 hour and 59-minute saga received a ridiculous 4.8 on IMDb, 1/5 on Common Sense Media, and 18% on Metacritic. If you ask, reviewers will say there's just nothing really funny about this movie, and I quote, has some bizarre violence, and is built around another inept and doesn't care that he is turned by Sandler.
Ooh, why don't we try a good old-fashioned stoning, eh? I'd kill to be stoned right now.
It's been several years since we last saw Jack Sparrow wobble his way across a well-swapped deck, and his return on Pirate of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales felt kinda bittersweet in my opinion.
How did they invent mayonnaise? How bad could it be? It's French, eh?
This production received a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes, a 6.6 on IMDb, and a 2/4 on Roger Ebert. If you ask, some critics will say this release marks the franchise's slow, steady sink to the bottom.
I'm not a fighter. If you win, you can go free.
On number 1, we have Locked Up, a movie about an American teenage girl who gets sent to a correctional facility in Southeast Asia after getting into a fight at school.
I want you to kill her.
Consider her dead.
Netflix classifies this movie as steamy and violent. This 2017 release received a disastrous 3.9 on IMDb and a 2/5 on Dread Central. Well, this wraps up the top 5 worst movies on Netflix. Question of the day: which movie do you hate the most this year and why? Put it in the comment section below and let's continue the conversation. Don't forget to like and share this video, and I will see you in the next episode. You be safe like I always say. Shalom. Bye-bye, guys.
But he has to be in this world.